Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. So, I am recording this the evening of Sunday, March 9th. And apparently, the Liberals have a new leader, and his name is Mark Carney. So, he won on the very first ballot by over 85%. I had hoped that Chrystia Freeland would have done a little better. But it just kind of goes to show that even, as progressive as we are as Canadians, I think we're still gun shy from the days of Kim Campbell having been prime minister. That was a very short-lived foray into international politics for women. So apparently we're still going to have to wait a little longer. However, having said that, I really do think that Mark Carney is the guy for the job. If nothing else, he's not going to bow down to Trump. He's not going to give in to the pressure. This is he's a numbers guy, right? He doesn't have a whole lot of political history or political baggage behind him, but he was the governor of the Bank of Canada, and he was the governor of the Bank of the UK as well. So, this guy is used to steering economies and so on. He's also very much concerned with some of the things that the U.S. has done and is going to do. So I thought that I would take a quick look at, on the whole, how are Canadians feeling about Mark Carney being the leader of the Liberal Party. So let's take a look. All right, we start off with the Lovers. We get the Knight of Cups. The King of Pentacles. The Ace of Swords. And the Hierophant. Okay, you know what? People see him as the natural leader who is going to kind of, work across the aisle. They do see him as a very good foil against Pierre Poilievre, or as I like to call him, PP. So this being the center of the cards is the King of Pentacles. This is, like I said, this is a money guy. He knows how economies work. He knows how to move finances in the direction so that there is, at the end of the day, that there is a gain. So I think he's going to be quite involved, obviously, in looking at Canada's deficit and in coming up with some good ways to lessen the national debt. So with the Lover's card, yes, he's willing to work with the other parties. He's willing to listen to other opinions. And he's, as much as he's not a politician, I do think that he's concerned with being honest. He's concerned with telling people the truth and trusting that people can make up their own minds. He is very much the the hierophant. This is your government. This is your traditions. This is things going sort of in the proper direction. So I think for the most part that Canadians are quite satisfied with him as the leader of the Liberal Party. So I'm going to take a look now and see how he is going to fare against PP, against Pierre. Maybe I should call him Pierre instead of PP. Yeah. For those of you that have listened to any of my readings before, you know that in my humble opinion, Pierre Poilievre is basically Trump 2.0. He's very much interested in removing social safety nets. He wants to get rid of all the things that make Canada Canada. And he has been working on becoming prime minister for a very, very long time. I do think that he is someone that in such a position would be very dangerous. I do not think that he would work for the betterment of Canadians as much as he would work for the betterment of Pierre and his friends. So, like I say, very much Trump 2.0. So, I will put the kind of do a side-by-side comparison between Carney and Pierre Poilievre. So I will put Poilievre on the left side and Carney on the right side, and let's see how they fare against each other. So in the middle, we start off with the Knight of Swords. Okay, and for Pierre, we've got the Ten of Cups, got the Lovers, got the Five of Wands, and we got the Emperor. Okay. On Carney's side, we have the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Four of Swords. The Six of Cups. And we have the Tower. Okay. All right. So what kind of binds them together, I guess, would be the Knight of Pentacles, the wanting to proceed forward with a view to financial security and so on. Knights generally they're the doers, right? The pages are the messengers. They come in and they say, oh, by the way, the king would like such and such. And then it's up to the knights to make those things happen. So both of them are going to be concentrating, obviously, on the economy. Both of them are going to be concentrating on how what their individual versions of going forward with the economy is going to be. So Pierre Poilievre starts off with the 10 of Cups. The if you, I can I can give you what you need. Um, I can make sure that everything is running smoothly. I can put coins back into the coffers of the nation. It's going to be a wonderful, beautiful future, so on. Kind of reminds me of, Make America Great Again. We're going to make Canada great again. With that, the lovers, he will kind of make a deal with whoever he has to make a deal in order to move his agenda forward. I think that with the 5 of Wands, this is that kind of inner fighting, inner battle, inner yeah, I know we made agreements, but maybe we can't honor those agreements. Well, with the new information that has just come through, there's not a whole lot we can do. It just the energy around these cards does not make me happy. It feels like what he really wants to do is Pierre Poilievre really wants to be the emperor. So it kind of, for me, and I hope that I'm reading this right, that I'm not attaching my own personal opinion to it. But Trump wants to be king, Poilievre wants to be king. So that is not I think that he's willing to step over anything and anyone to kind of try to sell Canadians on it's time for a change. It's time to um, for us to move forward and kind of regain um, the wonderful prosperity um, that we used to have. Nobody would disagree that we all want to be prosperous. At the same time, it's not something that can be done overnight. And there's a reason why you can't go back. There's a reason why you can't. The old phrase, "You can't go home again." Yeah, things change, and I don't think that he is honestly looking at that. I think he's telling people what they want to hear with the Lovers card. Just follow me, listen to me, do what I tell you. Okay. With Mark Carney, we get the 10 of Pentacles. This is about your prosperity. This is about your health. This is about kind of moving forward with a good sense of where you're going. And it's interesting that Poilievre got the 10 of Cups, the emotion, where Carney starts with the 10 of Pentacles. That's your that's your I possess. It has to do with the earth signs, with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They because they are it's an earth element. It's a little more realistic. It's kind of looking at things from a factual point of view. Whereas Poilievre on the other side has got the cups, and that's your trying to appeal to people's feelings. That's it's the water signs, the Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So, all right, let's go back to Carney. So the 10 of Pentacles, he is concerned and he wants the country to prosper, and he wants to take the steps to get there. Also get the 4 of Swords, and that could be very much not not discussing too much about what it is that you're going to do. He's not going to start making promises without checking first. This is a time of reflection, a time of trying to put together a plan that is going to be beneficial, right? He can, I think this is a time for him to kind of sit back um, and kind of put together a game plan on what he's going to do next. The Six of Cups is the nostalgia. It's a return to the way things used to be. It's kind of you know, longing for the good memories and the good thoughts, the good feelings that we had in the past. And I think that as he's concentrating on that, it's funny. I'm also drawn um, to the sunflowers here at the bottom, and I think that he is. I think that he is very much in step with a lot of the countries in the world when it comes to aid for Ukraine. I think he sees that as being very important. Um, I'm not sure that I see anything on Poilievre's side that would indicate support for that. I think rather there might be some internal fighting, and well, yeah, we'll help if we can, but we don't know if we can. So Carney is looking to go back um, to the niceties of politics. I think he's very concerned with making sure that things are fair, that things are even, and so on. He does get the tower. Now, this is the tower does not always need to be, oh, it's, everything's gone to, what, in a handbasket. No, it is a um, it's a tearing down of something in order to rebuild. So I think that as he is concentrating on what to do next and looking at the nostalgic part of having Canada um, return to a time that was a little more prosperous, I think he realizes that he may have to um, he may have to reach across the aisle and work with some of the other parties, and he is willing to do that. He is willing um, to kind of knock down the things that don't work and replace them with something that is going to work, or at least, if not replace them, at least shore up the foundation. So, okay, final outcome card for Pierre Poilievre is the Three of Cups. And for Mark Carney is the Eight of Wands. So Three of Cups for Poilievre is, kind of celebration. This is, working with others, having to recognize that this is not a job that you did by yourself. This is a job that you did with others. And again, it's emotion. The Eight of Wands is this things happening quickly. I think the momentum is there for Carney to move forward. So there you go. Take that as you will. I think that with recent events and the way that the Liberal Party has reacted to the tariffs and things that have been put in place, they went from a very low approval rating. To I think the last one I heard was that they were like 5 points ahead of the Conservatives, where before it was like a 20-point gap. So I think that this could work out very well for Carney, and I'm wondering if maybe the Tower card is kind of the signal that, okay, for those of you that were unhappy with Justin Trudeau, guess what? He's gone, and there's a new game in town, and I'm going to move quickly to get things done, and that Tower moment is you can put aside whatever you thought that the Liberals might have been doing wrong under Trudeau. So time will tell how this is going to go, but I think we're probably going to be, now that we have a leader, a new leader for the Liberal Party. I'm thinking maybe an election called June, possibly June or July. So we'll see. Alrighty. Thank you very much for listening to me. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing to the channel doesn't cost you anything. Okay, all you have to do is just click on that subscribe button. That's it. And I've been noticing that my my subscriber base jumps up and then it drops back down, and then it jumps up and then it drops back down. So I'm not sure what is happening behind the scenes in terms of whatever is going on with the algorithm. It just seems really, really weird that it's doing that. And I've been watching it for, probably a good 3 weeks as it seems to be doing this. So if you are already subscribed, please double check to make sure that you haven't been dropped from the rolls, because that happens too. And believe me, it's not anything that I do. So do that. Check out on the posts page on my channel. I'll be putting up my schedule for the week ahead, so you'll know what shows I'm up to and what I'm doing, where I'm going to be, who I'm going to be with, the regular 411. So take care all, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.